Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bobby Waldron and this is the 30th of October 2015 Genesis Models show, and as you can see we are celebrating Halloween, which as of today, I'm filming this on the Thursday, so a couple of days still left till Halloween. So I'm going to show you later on the show, do some gory stuff with cuts and stuff, just to what you can play around with the kids and stuff. This week I've been working on our F15. We've got an episode, one of Olivia's episodes, throwing up there as well, but I've also had a nice delivery from AK Interactive, who basically sent me a bunch of stuff for me to sort of review, to show you guys. Now they've sent me enough stuff for me to kind of do a nice couple of reviews over the next couple of weeks, but what I want to start off with is their Aces High magazine. Now this is issue 5, I do believe. So they've just sort of kind of almost just started to release these magazines, and this one is, as you can see, it is Vietnam. Let's just move our pumpkin out of the way. This one's based on Vietnam. We've got some nice builds in here. Now this magazine cost €9, which translates into maybe something like £7 or something. Not on the cheap side as far as magazines go, but this is a good magazine. It's my kind of magazine. It is up my street. We've got good quality, glossy paper, nothing cheap about it, and this is based on Vietnam. So we've got our MiG-17 here, which this shows a lot of like chipping in this one. And what I like about this magazine is it's really for the intermediate advanced person, because I mean, looking through this, we've got good quality pictures showing you not basic techniques here. It's showing you some quite advanced techniques. You can tell the modelers in here are advanced modelers, because the work is pretty snazzy, and because it's an AK Interactive magazine, they're showing you their products as well, like their true metal stuff, which is rather cool for them to show you their products, because we get to see how good their products are, in a sense, and how to use them and what we can do with them. I'll just kind of speed through, but with this particular magazine, I mean, we've also got a Crusader here, and this is going in some pretty hefty scratch building. This one is, all these builds are really nice builds for anyone to sort of take a look at and take in the information and learn a load more about modelling. You do get a free poster in here, which I might stick on the Genesis Models toilet wall or something, or who knows. And as we go through, there's lots of techniques. In fact, there was a cool technique in here which I did like the look of. I forgot where it's gone, but it was basically how to do bombs, and I'll probably show you that next time I do one. Moving along, we've got an F4 Phantom in this one. Again, as you can see, we've got some advanced stuff going on here with the whole scratch building. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot in here. There's a lot of pages. There's a lot of builds. Each build goes into some pretty damn good detail. Good quality paper. You can't really go wrong with this. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's my kind of magazine, even for you newcomers to the hobby and stuff. I mean, just to see how far you can take this hobby and how good you can get is rather nice, and anyone can sort of have a go at these kind of techniques and everything they show in here. So definitely a well recommended magazine here, along with a few others that I've shown over the past, but I'm liking this, and I think I will actually start subscribing and get in this magazine, which, by the way, if you do sort of come into the Genesis Model studio, they'll be around for everyone to take a look at for yourself. So thumbs up, well recommended for the magazine Aces High. So that's one of the things that AK Interactive sent me this week. There's a bunch more stuff. I mean, there's their paints and their extreme metal paints as well, and a few more other books and stuff which I'll be showing you over the course of a couple of weeks. Sorry I ran out of time this week with to be able to get some of those Necrons done, but I have been sort of really working hard on our F-15 here. Been absolutely searching for what feels like days to try and find the colour, this sort of grey blue colour camo scheme. In the end I just ended up having to do what I really don't normally do, and that is going off and actually mixing a couple of colours together, which, you know, with all the paints I've got, you'd think I'd find a paint, but I didn't. I've actually had to go off and mix them up, and I am really sort of chuffed with the end result actually. So you'll be seeing sort of almost up to this stage with the episode that's been released this week. So you'll be seeing the rest of it next week, and some more I'll be working on this next week, hopefully getting it all decorated. And it is nice to sort of see it at this stage, because it really is starting to come together, especially when we get the decals on next week. So hopefully you'll be looking forward to that episode, as well as some more episodes next week. Also we've got Olivia, she's gone off and done part 2 for her Spitfire, so hopefully you'll be looking forward to that as well, so that'll be up there for you guys to watch. Now what we're going to do now, because it's Halloween, you know, let's have a little special clip here on let's just get messy, let's have some fun, and, you know, basically show you how to do some really cool sort of messy, horrible, realistic cuts. So let's make some realistic scars. Now for this we're going to be using stuff that we basically find around our little modelling workshop here. First off is some of Humbrol's Mascal. This is sort of like a kind of a latex kind of thing going on here, which is going to make our really gruesome scar. And the next thing is some toilet roll. Nice simple toilet paper. Rip off a little bit, right? And then we want to rip off sort of like around about the kind of the size cut that you want. Right, I don't want anything too big, so I'm just showing you an example here. And then the hard part, or sometimes is the easy part, is to then separate, because how toilet paper has like 2 layers to it. We want to sort of separate these 2 layers, right, making it even thinner, and then give our Mascal a good shake. Right, and I'm just going to use this as an example on the back of my hand, getting an old paintbrush for Mascal, because it can sort of ruin them a bit. And what we're going to do, we're just going to paint on a quick thin layer, right, just on the back of my hand here, or over, wherever you want to put your nasty gash, right. And then I'm going to get a bit of tissue paper. I'm just going to dab this down just on top of where we've done our little gash there. Let's just put it in my camera, sorry. Right. And then we want to come in on top of that and carefully paint down the tissue. Right. You want to be careful not to sort of crease it up on itself, right, because then we'll end up having little creases and wrinkles, and we want to try and keep this as sort of naturally looking as possible to our skin. Right, now you can put as many layers on as you wish, but I find this one layer here, and then potentially another layer on top. So taking that second piece, right, we're just going to lay this on top as well. Right, remember, we don't want to have any creases, so I'm trying not to put any in here. Right, and we can just dab that down, and after dabbing that down we can then get another layer painted just on top. Right, so I'm just going to paint this on top, and then you want to leave it to dry, which this stuff doesn't take that long at all to dry. after this is dried, you can feel it, it feels dry, and then what you want to do is you want to be careful at this stage. You want to get some sort of cutters, scissors, something like that. Definitely have some adults for this, and you just want to sort of like pinch somewhere in the middle, right? But what you want to be doing is being careful that you're only cutting our actual bit of humbral masculine and tissue sort of setup here, and not your skin. Right, now once I've made a bit of a cut into this, I mean, I'm personally getting out a blade, but again, you know, be careful at this stage. Right, and I'm just sort of trying to cut in a sort of a gash of some sorts. Right, hopefully as you can see there, we've got something going on. Right, now this is where we need to then start to decorate this up. We've got our little cut. So first off is you want to go off and sort of make a mixture. Now I've gone off and brought, I mean, this time of year, I mean, really cheap to get some sort of face paint stuff going on. Couple of quid, nothing that much at all. But you want to get the face paint stuff, and we can just really just go off and get messy. You want to be using make a mixture of, you know, white, yellow and brown to sort of come up with something that is around about your skin colour, right? And you just want to start to sort of you know, blend this in. Right, so I'm just making a quick sort of a mixture here, just to sort of show you how we're just mixing this in. Right, remember just using them three colours, right, and sort of get your skin looking around about the same. Right, now this might take a bit of time. I mean, we don't have to be like mega sort of, you know, Hollywood style kind of, you know, perfect, you know, just something to sort of get rid of this purple sort of look going on here and get it sort of blended into your skin. But you don't have to be totally not the exact, because you can, you know, maybe add a bit of blue or purple to make it look a bit bruised. So because it's looking a bit bruised, it's not exactly going to look totally and utterly like all of your skin going on here. So hopefully as you can see, I mean, it's not my exact skin colour, but what really does sort of help, if you sort of really sort of go around the edges and sort of start feathering things in a bit, just to sort of almost blend it in. Alright, just a bit further out, and that sort of blends your skin in a little bit. Sort of open it up a little bit as well, so we can actually get inside this cut now and sort of making it look quite cool. First off, let's go for some red. I can just get a bit on our brush here, and what I want to try and do is try and get inside this cut now and sort of brush the inside of it. Maybe open this up a little bit more. Right, don't worry if you make a bit of a mess. I mean, yeah, this is just going to get messy anyway. We've got some sort of eyeliner pens or something here that comes with this little set that I've particularly got. I want to get some black in here, just sort of on the inside. Oops, on the inside, but sort of trying to open this out. I don't want to sort of open it out too much because this stuff does stretch. But I sort of want to get the black on the inside. Hopefully, as you can see, just get in there. And that should hopefully sort of give us a nice bit of a gory look on the inside. And actually maybe we can sort of colour in with red on the inside. You know, this part is just all about having fun, messing about, right, and just making some sort of a gory looking cut. Right. So once we've got like the inside sort of looking a bit, yeah, you know, what we can sort of do is come in with maybe a little bit of black just on the end here, just to sort of give it a bit of life. It does look a little bit sort of naff at first, but when we come to put the fake blood on and everything, it really does sort of bring it to life. And then, you know, as you may see, I mean, you might want to sort of now start getting your paints out and maybe go for some darker colours just to sort of get the cut around it, sort of looking a bit darker. I mean, you can even come in with a bit of purple as well. Right, using the sponge to dab it down is quite cool. As I say, you know, at this stage, you know, a nice couple of browns, bit of purples, just to sort of make this look a bit sort of bruised up and everything. And then let's just open this cut up again, just a bit now. I want to get a little bit more sort of red in there, but I think I'm going to need to use one of my paint brushes, not one that comes with a kit, because it's a little hard to get in there. So there we go. Right, and then really at this stage, you know, it's time to just have some fun, and let's get out. Ooh, just over here is our you know, fake blood. Pretty much get it from anywhere, and I mean, again, we want to try and open this cut up again, right, and sort of pour a bit in there, right, and just let it sort of maybe do its own thing a little bit, maybe a bit more blood, and just let it sort of, you know, mess about, maybe sort of brush it in a bit. Let's get some more blood. Yeah, and hopefully, as you can see, you know, once you sort of add the blood, it does start to look a little bit gross and everything. And you can do all sorts of stuff like this, bigger cuts, and, you know, put it on your face or whatever. But it's a nice sort of, shall we say, you know, it's pretty cool to do with the kids or something like that. Maybe sort of dab it in, sort of let it look. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you like that. It's nice, quick, it's easy. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's like really cheap this year. You can go off and buy in the shops, and, you know, this sort of Mascol stuff from Humbrol, you know, you've probably already got it in your kit, and I am just like bleeding all over the table now. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed that. So there's how to do some cuts, which hopefully you'll all be going off and getting yourself all cutted up and everything for Halloween for a nice bit of fun. You know, that fake blood really does sort of stain. It's still on my hand. I've tried washing it, but it takes a little bit to sort of get out, but still it's all good fun for Halloween. I think I'm going to dress up as a zombie and maybe have my throat all cut out, like bitten out, or something really gruesome. Or something like that. So hopefully you'll have a really good Halloween. Now, I think it's in the next week or two, we've got the Telford show. Sorry, off the top of my head, I think it's like the 8th or the 9th. But if anyone wants to come down to the Genessis-Models studio before you go off to Telford, then, you know, feel free to come down. If you give me a PM, I can sort you out with some t-shirts for you to have for free to take with you. So, you know, PM me your size and I'll have them ordered in for you. So sadly we're coming to the end of the show now, but next week gonna be cracking on with our F15, some more, probably hopefully should be all deckled up and maybe start going into the final stages of weathering and stuff, which would be rather cool to have this starting to come to an end. But apart from that, as I say, you know, we've come to the end of the show, so I hope you've enjoyed. So until next time, my name's Bobby Waldron, this is Genessis-Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.